beautiful morning in Florida. We had a rainfall last night and it looks very fresh and crisp. Let's go into my garden. I'll show you how we did the trellis method and also raised pots method. Let's get started. Techniques that I'm going to discuss today, they are suitable for all types of soils. Living in a place like Florida means you get sunlight all year round and it's great for gardening and growing plants. But Florida comes with a sandy soil, which is a problem for growing vegetables. After speaking to local gardeners and landscapers and doing my research and with my experiences, we have come up with these techniques that is working great so far. I would like to share with you today.
Today's video is the most requested video about the trellis and raised pots that we have used in our garden. I have made two separate videos on them. I'll leave the link in the description box for you. I'm going to make a detailed video today why I chose these methods and techniques, and also a tour of the organic garden. If you are living in Florida, you might know how challenging it is to grow vegetables in Florida soil. Soil is called mica and it covers majority of the state, so we need to amend the soil. What I mean by amendment is we need to take the sandy soil out and put organic matter in it, use coco peat, coir, all other nutrients that are necessary for plants growth. We made a hole backside of the base of the pot. Anyway, it has got holes here for the drainage, but we thought we want the roots to have enough space. That's why we made a hole under the base of the pot and then place the pot inside the dug soil. If you want, you can adjust the raised pots. There are many reasons why we chose this method. Reason number one is we have got lawn. So if we put raised bed, there is limited access to go around and amend the plant. Raised pots are beneficial because they occupy limited space and you have got more space to go around the trellis and pots to clear up if there is any mess. It's easy to de-weed. When the plant is in the pot, if at all any weeds pop up, it's easy to weed them up because if there are weeds around the plant, then it takes up energy. Have lawn like this, it's easy to demow. Without pot will protect from getting hurt. If you are using fertilizers to your plants, it's confined to that space instead of spreading it to other parts where we don't want the fertilizer to go in. So that way it is more confined. It reduces root knot nematodes problem as well. Usually they live on the top foot of the soil. With this method, you take the soil out and put the good soil in, and also the soil is confined. Also, temperatures are hotter. It keeps the plants insulated. Lawn is infested with rodents and moles, then this will reduce the problem because it has got quite depth in it and they can't dig through the soil and damage the roots. So that should be minimized as well. And most importantly, because we made a hole under the base of the pot, the roots have enough space to spread through the soil and the plant grows stronger and healthier. Plant right here is lemongrass. As you might know, lemongrass spreads like a weed. So using this method, this will confine the plant to limited space and this will stay like this. It won't spread to other areas. Each planter is 6 feet away. Choosing this method opens up lots of other options for designing. Because your pots will become part of your garden, choose pots of a certain color and wider rims. Decide which plants will go in which container. Make sure there is 6 feet gap between plants. different sizes of pots depending upon how many plants I am planting and how deep the root system would be. To know the root system of a plant, I researched on Google, and I have got 3 vines to this side and 1 eggplant and 1 lemongrass. So this is basically all about raised pots technique. Other side of the garden, this is the raised bed we have used last year, and I made the same method, raised pots technique here as well. All the pots you see over there, they are with holes for the root system to spread through. And all we need to make sure is we need to let everyone, whoever is gardening, we need to let them know that not to move the plants. And from here we have gone for the trellis method. All the plants are going on the trellis and we still have space. We just have to make sure when they come out like that, we need to guide them where we want the vine to go. Now let's move on to trellis method that we have used. We had chicken wire last year, and it was good, but it was not that productive compared to the one line trellis. So that's why we went for this built-in trellis. This comes built-in. You don't all these squares come built-in. You don't have to knot them or anything like that. So I'll leave the links where I bought the trellis and posts and pots, everything in the description box. Please check them out. So basically this is 60 feet trellis, and these are the posts that we use. These are metal posts. We got almost like 10 metal posts. For every 6 feet distance we have got 1 post, and depending upon the vine, if it goes down, say here bottle gourd, because it's loaded with fruits and they are very heavy, it has dropped down a little bit, so we put 1 more post there, so that's holding up nicely. And this way I have access to go around this side of the plants, and also I can care for the plants. So that's why we chose this method. And we have got limitation here in our association that it should not go past above the fence line. That's even though this is only 6 feet tall, we have got space for the vines to spread through. This is the first time we are using for this season this trellis method, and it is working great so far. As you can see, it's holding so much of weight, and this is my 3rd harvest like this. And also, as this has got grooves, you can arrange them accordingly. The only drawback with this trellis is it's not biodegradable. Because this is so sturdy, it can be used the next season as well. I'm going to harvest these ones. Have harvested them today. Now there is more space for the other fruits to grow, and all the nutrients will be spent on them rather than going on to the seed stage. So it's important to harvest them when you see they are ready. So basically that's all about today's video. Hope this was a helpful and detailed video. I'll leave the links for individual videos that I have made 3 months ago. So please check them out so you know how actually it happened, how we did. And basically that's all about this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video very soon. Bye.